Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a Hyundai Sonata guys with a 2.4 GDI engine and you need to remove or replace the intake manifold. Stay with us, we'll explain how to do that, how to remove and replace intake manifold gasket as well. All that will be covered in this video today. Now, before we start, let me tell you, one simple mistake if you make, you can burn the engine computer, cause damage to the electrical system, and it can cost you thousands of dollars to fix. Now, every single car we get at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why we do that, guys? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. That way we can keep making as many videos as we can and save you as much money as we can. Now, if you need to buy any parts, tools for a good price and quick shipping for your Hyundai Sonata or any car, check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our tools and supplies from. So with that being said, let's explain what we have specifically here. This is a 2.4 GDI engine. With the engine being out of the Hyundai Sonata, we can actually show you everything with a great detail and how to do it. First, you need to remove the upper engine cover. Grab it, pull it out. It attaches with 4 rubber bushings to the posts. Okay, you can see right here. Now, next, you need to disconnect the car battery. Why? Because when you're removing the intake manifold, underneath you have the alternator and the engine starter that if you touch a positive battery wire that goes to the alternator or starter with a tool, you can cause damage to the electrical system, engine computer modules, and that can be, guys, super expensive to fix. So now on these modern cars it really matters which battery terminal you disconnect and reconnect first. If you do it the wrong way, you can cause damage to the electrical system too. So we'll put a link to a video that explains that, and you can find it in the description of the video below. Now right here, with pliers we need to disconnect that vacuum hose that goes to the valve cover. You can see right there. Perfect. Once we do that, you have to make sure that you disconnect the intake hose from your air filter box, which is right here with 10 mm. The same thing we have on the throttle body. Go ahead, pre-loosen the bracket with a clamp and you can grab it and pull it out. The throttle body, I'll recommend not to remove it all the way. We'll just disconnect it because you have 2 coolant lines, and if you remove the throttle body you need to drain the coolant. Another mistake people make later, they forget to bleed the cooling system when they add coolant, and that can overheat severely your engine. So with just 4 bolts here, we are going to disconnect the throttle body. And you will be working close to the radiator fan, that's why the battery needs to be disconnected as well, just for safety, guys. So you can see it's coming out now. Okay, let's see. Okay, what else we have here? Perfect, throttle body came out. We have a special video that explains how to clean throttle body and how it can affect your car, your Hyundai. We cleaned half of it earlier and the other half is dirty, just to see the difference. Now, something else, this is the map sensor. Go ahead, disconnect that wire as well. Okay, it will need to come out. Right here there is one mount that we'll need to disconnect with a clip removal tool as well. So we need to go ahead and do that. Now the throttle body, you need to disconnect the wire, okay, for the throttle body, so we can put it on the side because that wiring harness. Okay. Next, we need to disconnect the wire for the, you can see this one is for the variable timing solenoid. So we pull it from the valve cover and we pull it from here, we can pull it to the side. Perfect, okay. These wires right here, you pry to the front, you pull out, okay, you can see these holders. Instead of removing the bolts, you can remove the wires like that. One more wire here for the intake VVT, the other one is the exhaust. PCV hose, you may have a hose clamp here, you may not, it really depends. Now we need to disconnect the wires from the throttle body there with a clip removal too. Here, guys, we'll need to remove that bracket. I think that bracket was actually it's supposed to come off. Here we'll remove the radiator so we can show you with the great detail, but here we're going to disconnect that one. I think this one we were supposed to disconnect it, and well, let's see. We're supposed to, because I think this is the NOx sensor and it's actually, was that the NOx sensor or the fuel pressure sensor, one of the two. No, that's a fuel pressure sensor, that's a NOx sensor, and it's staying there. So we need to disconnect the intake runner solenoid. The NOx sensor has 1 wire, I believe. The fuel pressure sensor, I think, has 2. What we are going to do now, okay, here Okay, you can, if you use small pliers actually, you can pull that clip easier. Okay, you can see this clip, these two, you squish them in and it comes out. Our dipstick needs to come out as well. Next, we need to get a 12mm socket. Okay, and we need to actually remove a few bolts and nuts in order to remove, I think it's 2 nuts and 3 bolts. Let's go ahead and see that. 12mm socket now, and we have the 2 bolts on top. Okay, right there, 2 nuts, excuse me. Every time you remove the intake manifold, you have to replace the gasket. Perfect. Now the nuts will fall. We can grab them, or in some cases. Okay, that's what it looks like. We can get them later. Now another one here. Perfect. Now the bolts, one of the bolts is impossible to get to pull it out once you remove it, but you will remove it once you remove the intake manifold. That's what the bolts look like. Okay, you can see how long they are. One in the other corner over there, one in the middle here. It fell in the bucket underneath. That's fine. Now we forgot, guys, before we remove the third one, here we have vacuum lines. Okay, this is the purge control valve that we need to disconnect. This is another line. This one we will need to remove the line, you will see in a second. Now purge control valve, okay, once you remove the bracket, usually it comes out. Careful not to break it. Now this line here is very short hole, so in order to remove it, you need to remove that nut and you need to remove the bolt. Our bolt is missing, unfortunately, so we'll just have to remove the nut, 10mm nut. So let's see if we need to get an extension actually for that one. That way we can remove the holes, otherwise, okay, it's not going to work, guys. So okay, and last time it wasn't even tightened, so let me just go ahead, remove that one now all the way. This is a vacuum line going to the back. Now with the hose clamp removed here, we can just, okay, gently pull it out. It may be stuck. Always inspect vacuum lines when you remove the intake manifold, and I would recommend to replace vacuum lines underneath the intake manifold. You will see you have multiple, okay, vacuum lines that are actually hidden. So this one is a little bit stuck, that's why you need to remove the pipe, otherwise it's impossible, okay, to remove it. Perfect, it came out. We just have the third bolt in the middle right there, holding now, and after that, okay, we should be able to pull the intake manifold out. Careful not to drop anything in the valves while you're doing that, or anything in the intake manifold, not see it, install it later. It will be sucked by the valves, goes in the cylinder chamber, combustion chamber, and practically you will destroy your engine. Now underneath we have one more bolt, okay, or 2 bolts, I believe, 2 bolts. Okay, let me hold those things for a second here. Right there we have one bracket with 2 bolts. Those are 12mm again. We need to go ahead, remove those as well. So if you don't remove them, you cannot remove the intake manifold. Okay, let me get a new battery actually for our impact gun. I think it needs new battery. It sounds a little bit weak. Okay, and see if it can do it. Sometimes they could be really tight as well. Careful not to. Okay. going to, okay, it's going to round the bolt because it's coming in an angle a little bit because of the AC lines. So okay, perfect, that's pretty loosened now. And now let's do the impact, that way we can quickly remove the bolt, hopefully. It is right here, you can see that's the bolt. Now, if we grab that intake manifold, we're going to go ahead and pull it out. Perfect. And now, wiring harness as well. Intake manifold gasket. Right here, guys. That's the third bolt. Okay. The gasket, you need to clean everything really good when you install a new one later. But you just grab them, pull them out. You can see they're not very flexible anymore. You need to clean where they will be contacting the cylinder head as well. And here I'll recommend, okay, if you're using your old intake manifold, not replacing with a new one, install new vacuum lines, because you cannot see if they're broken. But for instance, this one, check it out, it looks fine, and when I go like that, it has a leak, so that can cause vacuum codes, multiple engine codes such as lean fuel mixture, P0171, 2187, multiple things can be caused by that, misfires, loss of power, and all kind of things. So that's how you guys do it. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.